Alright friends, well I've got 2 videos uploading to YouTube right now. I'm charging my phone, which was down to 30% before I go to the bank. I still need to complete the bank errand. I would like to also get to Home Depot and get more paint and a big pot and some dirt. So, maybe not on the big pot, I'm not sure. This here is paint. I'm painting this wall. Why? Well, this is going to be a writing space for me. A general organizational space, as it is over here. I don't know if you can really see that, but this is painted white, and it's got. Yeah, I'm gonna put these things. I don't need them. And it's got schedule on it, like that, for debate stuff. I'm gonna redo that to make it look nicer. And step 1 of that process for me is going to be painting this wall, so I can move this over without having to look someplace else, before I paint back over this one again. It really needs several coats before it's going to be thick enough to be easy to write on anyway, because that's really paint absorbing. So I'm just going to pause this for a second. I put some paint on the wall here, and then I'm going to pause this video so that you guys don't have to watch me paint the wall. But I am making a point here, which is I am hamstrung on the phone, so I can't really leave the house, or if I do leave the house, I'm not going to make a video when I leave the house. But I'd still like to get something accomplished. But if I'm going to get something accomplished, I might as well make a video as well of getting it accomplished if I have something to talk about that might be of interest. So I think in this instance, there's a couple things that might be of interest. One, this technique here, which I'd highly recommend, which is painting the wall for the purpose of having a note-taking surface. Now, I've never attempted this before. Candace would want to paint it with chalkboard paint, but I don't want to paint it with chalkboard paint. I want to paint it with paint, and I want to use a Sharpie and write on it, and then paint back over it again when I want to write something else. It makes perfect sense. And if you think about it, it's a lot more efficient than any of the existing methods that are out there. And I'll tell you why. Because what you really need from a method of an organizational method or whatever you want to call it, what you really need more than anything else is a constraining mechanism. Something that makes, you need this space, right? A space where you can write things down and see them all the time, but it's not easy to change. That's not easy to change. Not easy to change is the key. It's less easy to change, but not too hard to change. If it was too hard to change, that would defeat the whole purpose. You just write something on there once, and then that would be the end. I don't want a whiteboard because it doesn't have the same impact. You can't designate something like, okay, I'm going to leave my whole schedule up there for the long time, and it's going to be right there, easy to see. I'm not going to put anything over it. But if I put like my schedule up here somewhere, I'm obviously not going to hang papers way up there over it or anything. It'll be visible forever. Besides which, I want to be able to see around me the architecture of the thing that I'm doing, my work, and whatever it is. So there's going to be various sections to this when this project as it evolves. The point being, I don't get married. I don't get married to any part of it, so that its core element is its change mechanism and how it interacts with me on that vector. That's really important to think about what kind of constraints you might need, because we all need some kind of a constraint. My friend Al Areno, I sort of just talk about these people because I'm assuming they never watch these videos. I can almost guarantee you that almost none of my friends watch none of my videos. And a couple of reasons for that, I think. I think that people tend to have whatever it is that consumes their free time. And that's what determines what people do, not the thing that's being presented to them. I think it's kind of important. So that's why it's important also there are a certain number of people who want to go do brand new, absolutely brand new things, but it's worthwhile to go to produce content someplace where there's already a community of people who are there consuming content as a thing to do. And I think each of us goes through periods of our lives, relationships with content that change over time, and some that don't. My relationship with certain kinds of music changed dramatically as I got older. What I maybe used to think was cool, I didn't like anymore. Some didn't change at all, or maybe even my respect for it even grew. Something like Naruto, I've been watching it for a long time now, and I still have the same relationship with it. So I never watch it, never watch it, never watch it, never watch it, never watch it. And then I go, oh hey, I bet I got a bunch of Naruto episodes saved up. And then I go watch a bunch of them all at once. And I think the show's basically coming to an end, or is close to the end right now. I need to stop worrying about being so pretty with this and just get the paint on the wall. Anyway, that's gonna be happy. It's the right time for it to end, actually. I have loved the shit out of that show, but I feel like its universe has given me all the good stuff that it's given me all the way up until now. I almost feel like it's time. There's almost an answer to the question that I keep asking people. At the end of your life, do you think it's possible to live so well that when it's time to die, you're just like, bring it on. It's ending. This is how the story has to end because I've accomplished so much, done everything I could possibly dream of doing, and I have no regrets. You know, is it possible to really live that well or that way? I guess would be a better question. Is it possible to succeed? Is that belief or statement in that moment contingent on what you actually did, or is it contingent on the growth maybe that you made in the last 10 years of your life where you realize how that's the case no matter what or something? You know, those are interesting questions, but I think that it's kind of unavoidably true that to the extent that any human being has free will, then he or she must be able to choose better or worse for his or herself in terms of there has to. Free will implies that there was a potential reality that was not manifest, right? That it was in quantum superposition, and when it collapsed one way and not the other, but that the other way was possible. It's interesting to look backwards and say the thing that didn't happen was possible, that it could have happened in those circumstances, and it was just a matter of chance, percentage chance as to which way it was going to go. Because, as a matter of fact, it was 100% chance it went the way it did, or else it didn't go that way, or something. Or you say, but it seems that way now. If you go back in retrospect, it wasn't 100% at the time. Then you say, well, we didn't know it was 100% at the time. But it turned out to be. Was it? I mean, that's an interesting question, right? I say, wow, he had a long shot. He had only a 0.0000001 chance of hitting that, and he got it. What a lucky guy. So it's not true. He had a 100% chance of hitting that. What? No, it's hard to get that. Well, I'm sure it is, but that guy, the drawing you're talking about, had a 100% chance of getting it because, look, he got it. That means he got it 100%. And it means the chances of him having it are 100%. It means if we were somehow to be able to go back in time before it happened and bet on it, we'd be 100% correct if we bet it going this way and 100% wrong when it went the other way. So in what way, shape, or form was there any chance that it went the other way? Are you saying if we went back in time it might happen differently or not? If so, that's an interesting hypothetical. If we went back in time, I don't understand how that would happen. I think that to go back in time means to re-experience events from the past real time, as though you're rendering them in this moment, except experiencing them with the knowledge of the present rather than the knowledge of the past, which necessarily means that you aren't actually in the past, because the past didn't feature the knowledge you're talking about, and couldn't possibly have. So I'd say it doesn't make any sense to go say you're going back in time. It does make some sense to say he had a 100% chance of winning the lottery if he'd already won it, as much as saying he had a small chance of winning it. And that's one to grow on. I'm out of paint, and I'm off to the bank, El Banco, and the Home Depot if I have time, which I probably will, maybe, I don't know, at Home Depot.